Just check. How's everyone doing, man? How's everybody doing? Welcome to this live video. We'll wait for a couple of people to jump on. Hope everyone's doing amazing. Thought I'd come to you with this live video regarding the Punchup preview for Benn Formella happening this weekend. I thought I'd do it live via YouTube and also live via Twitch as well. So if you haven't followed it already, please follow the Canvas Boxing on Twitch. That'll be much appreciated. So before we get into this, we'll wait one more minute. Big up yourselves. Big up yourselves. All right, wait for what? 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, boom. All right, guys. This is going to be a punch up preview of the Benn Formella card that's happening this week, and there's a few key people on the card I'm excited about. But first and foremost, Conor Benn, for me, like, he's done amazing work over the last sort of couple of years to clear up the stereotypes and clear up the stigma that he surrounds him, that, you know, he's only in boxing because of his father and not because of his personal skill set as well. And I can see that he's got a point to prove. I see on his Instagram and his Snapchat, etc., that he's working extremely hard to get the best of opponents and to get in the best condition that he is. Like, the condition that he is not like an average fighter. I've seen fighters with worse conditioning than him, but with a lot more better skill set, and they get opportunities left, right, center. But this guy had to prove himself over and over and over again. All right, so his sort of trajectory and his rise to the top, for me, is getting a lot more inspiring as the days go along. All right, but this is the Benn Formella card. All right, just to sort of touch upon the undercard a little bit. So we've got Liam Smith versus Sean Cairns, Red Riding versus Jess Smith. Okay, so, you know, two great fights are opening the card up. Decent few rounders as well. So I'm really excited about that also. Okay, and then coming after those two fights, we've got Fabio Wardley versus Richard Lartey. All right, no Lartey, no party. You know what I'm saying? So Richard Lartey, in a nutshell, he's from Accra, he's from Ghana. 40 wins, 11 KOs, 3 losses. I think he's coming off 2 losses against Daniel Dubois and Nathan Gorman. So very, very credible opponents and a very good test for Fabio Wardley. I can tell that Richard Lartey is a very tough opponent, you know, a good set of skills as well. So it'll be a very tough, encounter between him and Fabio Wardley. So this will be a good test for him. Fabio Wardley, of course, being 9-0, 8 KOs. And, you know, this was initially, this whole card, you will see a few recognizable fighters from the Dillian White gym, because this initially was supposed to be the Dillian versus Povetkin rematch. Of course, Povetkin pulled out due to COVID. And I think he was, admitted into hospital after. So I hope he's feeling all well. And that fight has been rescheduled to January the 30th. So excited for that fight to come as well. So Fabio Wardley, like I said, 9 wins, 8 KOs. He's fighting out of Ipswich. This is the stuff that happens in life, fam. You know what I'm saying, fam? You can't bubble your words on a pre-recorded. You just clip it, them things out, fam. So he's fighting out of Ipswich, Suffolk. Okay, it's a very good fight for Fabio Wardley, and I can't wait for us to come next. Hopefully, he'll fight, the winner or the loser, actually, shall I say, of the Tom Little versus Babbage fight. That would be a very good test for him. Or he could fight people like Richard Lartey, a couple of more people that's lost a lot of fights, haven't got a huge profile. Fight with them a couple of times and then come up to like a Tom Little or a what's that Australian guy's name from the Tats? Lucas Brown. All right, so that those fights are very, very good for him, and I can't wait for his outcome as well. We also have on the card Alan the Savage Babbage. All right. In a nutshell, Alan Savage Babbage, man. Like, this guy is sick, man. All I'm saying is, yeah, every time this guy fights, I'm always excited for what's to come from him. Like, he was, like, his last fight was against Now Kennedy. Now Kennedy, you know, very credible opponent on paper, tough opponent from Ireland, but the way he battered him, it was like, fam, like, I don't know if they're bad or he's good, you know, the way there. But I'm looking at like the damage that he's doing to them, and I'm thinking this guy is actually really, really good. You know, he beat Chantal Winters convincingly as well. Chantal Winters was a very, very credible opponent. I know that for a fact. All right, so he's coming off 5 wins, 5 KOs, clean record. All right, done the video the other day with Matt Trim doing the him versus the Alan the Savage, the Alan versus the Savage, and they just go head to head. And I like that fact that he's got like an alter ego. You know, the fact that I don't know, like the way he describes it. You know, I'm thinking, fam, big man thing here. I might get my own alter ego then way there. And I'm telling you, like, I can see how it can help somebody to think a certain way prior to that event. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm thinking like, I don't know, like an absolute like Charles Bronson type person before I get into the ring, that would help me greatly. You know what I'm saying? Rather than me thinking like how I normally think, you know, jokey, laugh. You know what I'm saying? So Alan the Savage Babbage, great story behind him. Croatian fighter, used to be a bouncer for 10 years. This guy says he was born to fight. In the press conference that he had with Tom Little, his guy said he's been ready for 10 years. This guy's been beating up people for a hot minute, you know, doing small shows, and now given opportunity by Dylan White to prove himself as a great heavyweight, because in training, I can tell that his guy causes maximum violence to people like Dillian and other fighters, Fabio Wardley, etc. in sparring. So I can't wait for what's to come with Babbage, man. But Tom Little is no gimmick. Tom Little, 10 wins, all right? You know, three of which by knockouts and 8 losses, okay? He's coming off a losing streak, shall we say. You know, he lost against, I think he lost against, what, David Price? Or was it Dave Allen? One of them two. And then he went on to lose last year in, you know, in the AJ undercard against Majidov. Majidov. He's also lost against Filip Hrgović and Daniel Dubois. But Filip Hrgović is the one that I wanted to speak about a bit more. Filip Hrgović is like a nemesis to Alan Babbage. This guy, they hate each other. Like, I'll put it this way, they're like, I don't know how to describe it, but they want to kick lumps out of one another. And between them both, it's like if Babbage beats Tom Little in convincing way, Tom Little said that Babbage is facing the best of him, which means that he would have beaten a better version of Tom Little than Hrgović would have beaten. You know what I'm saying? Of course, calls himself a gypsy. You know, Alan Babbage said that he's the savage. You know, I'm a savage. I'm an alter ego. And then Tom Little goes, yeah, I'm a gypsypotamus. You know what I'm saying? Like a gypsy and a hippopotamus combination. You know what I mean? There. So can't wait for this fight. If Alan wins this, for me, what does that make? What's next for him? If he wins, if he beats Tom Little, and Tom Little looks like he's in a great shape. But if he beats Tom Little, for me, it's like, wow, like, I don't know, like, the next fight afterwards, I would fight people. Lucas Run didn't really want that fight. I would have fought Dave Allen, but Dave Allen's retired. So who's your option then afterwards? Brian Jennings. Brian Jennings is a friend of Dillian White, so I doubt that's going to happen. Who else could he fight? I would say people like he should fight a couple of other maybe a Richard Lartey. Maybe a Richard Lartey after this. Him against Richard Lartey, beat him up as well, and then other people around that sort of level, like maybe a fight after Richard Lartey on that level, and then from then on, him going on to fight in the likes of a top 15 fighter, a Caballero, a Tom Schwartz, a Otto Wallin, a I would say Oscar Rivas, but Oscar Rivas is a much higher quality fighter. But once you get to that level, you know, even a who's that guy that stepped in and got pounded by Deontay Wilder first round. I think it was Dominic Brazil. Dominic, you know, like fighters like that, you should fight. I think Dominic Brazil's on the decline, or even like a Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz would be decent for Alan Babbage, you know, a very tough opponent, the pair of them. So yeah, like onwards and upwards for him. And on the main event, we have Conor Benn versus Formella. All right, Sebastian Formella versus Conor Benn. All right, of course, Conor Benn having 16 wins, 11 by way of knockouts. His last fight actually was last year, October 19. Okay, so but you could tell from Conor Benn, he's a very tough and very hard-working individual. I always see him on Instagram doing like 5-mile runs, 7-mile runs, 10-mile runs. I've seen him doing like extreme work. You know what I'm saying? And the way he trains himself is really, really admirable. You know, I could tell Conor Benn, if Conor Benn wipes the floor with Formella and other opponents, in my opinion, I believe strongly that Conor Benn could go on and come up the rankings especially in the WBA. I know he's top 15 in the WBA, so at least a couple of fights above him. I don't know what this fight would do to him in that sense, but if he's top 15 in the WBA, a next fighter above that ranking, he should fight, and then come up that doors ranking as well. I'm not sure who holds the WBA belt, so to say. Let me just check the WBA welterweight title. I believe it might be Crawford. I'm not. So this one's a welterweight. I think it might be Crawford. So the gold champion currently is Virgil Ortiz Jr. and then the super champion is Manny Pacquiao. So yeah, like you could. I doubt he's going to get to Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's about to retire. You know the way he did. Like Manny Pacquiao's on the verge of putting it all in. So can't wait for that fight also as well. Formella, tough opponent, German. You know, I think he's from Hamburg internationally. But he's boxing since 2014 professionally. All right, so he's fought the likes of Sean Porter. All right, Sean Porter. I think he went the distance with him, caused him a few upsets, caused him a bit of trouble. But you know, wins 22 wins, 10 KOs, 1 loss, of course, to Sean Porter on point decision. So very, very, very decent card. Very decent card. I would say, however, compared to the women's card and compared to all of the other cards, it's not as strong as it could be. This card, I can tell, just was initially a pay-per-view card because the fighters that are on this card was gearing up to be a pay-per-view event. Whereas the other cards are not, so they kind of stack it up a bit more, they stack up the undercard a bit more. So great card, and I think this is this Saturday, November the 21st. All right, so big ups to Conor Benn, and best of luck to some of these fighters. I'll be looking out for Alan Babbage as well. But I can't wait for his fight in particular. Fabio Woolley, I'm sure he's a great fighter, and I can't wait for his sort of knockout against Richard Lartey. But Richard Lartey is a tough opponent, as you can tell. So that will be a very spicy encounter. So I can't wait for this reports to come of this fight. I think in the next couple of days or in the future, next week is a stacked event, and I'm going to be doing punches up previews for a bag of them. We have we've got the Mike Tyson fight next week. So we have the Tyson Roy Jones fight. We also have, was it November the 21st, Joe Joyce versus Daniel Dubois as well. All right, and I'm also missing something else. I know I am. I'm missing something else, and I know a big fight in America is fighting next week. October 21st. Is there a matchroom card happening that week? October? No, there isn't, in it. A matchroom? Doubt it. I really doubt it. Hopefully they don't have like a clash between the UK producers. I know Americans, they don't really care, but the UK lot, they they care about a lot. Oh, Jacob Rosado is on the 27th. Decent. And then all done up with Billy Joe on the 4th. Parker versus Far on the 12th, and then we have the Anthony Joshua on the 12th, and then the week after we've got the Callum Smith versus Canelo Alvarez. So big up themselves, big up all of these guys. Can't wait for what's to come, and I'll be doing another Punchup ringside reaction actually after this fight as well. So peace, love, and prosperity, guys, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Peace.